Sounds good. We'll call the zoning board meeting of Lake County to order of October 22nd at 9 a.m. Pursuant to Section 7E of the Illinois Open Meetings Act, the October 16th gubernatorial disaster proclamation, and written determination of the Zoning Board of Appeals chair, a public meeting can be held by audio or video conference without a physical quorum. Due to public health concerns, this hearing is being conducted via audio-video conference. Please note this hearing may be continued and without further notice on the motion of the Zoning Board of Appeals. Any interested persons that are in attendance today will be given the opportunity to be heard. This hearing is also being recorded and live streamed at lakecountyil.gov/watch ZBA to allow members of the public the ability to watch the hearing in person. In-person attendance has also been made available at the Public Works Facility conference room at 650 West Winchester Road in Libertyville, Illinois, and is limited to the number of persons practical in keeping with social distancing requirements. Brad, if you could have a roll call at this time.
Member Hockney.
Aye. Here.
Member Peterson.
Here.
Member Raymond.
Saw him there.
Oh, hand raised by Member Raymond. Member Reindl.
Here.
Member Roche.
Here.
Member Starkey is not present, and Chairman Kappan.
Here.
We have 6 members present today.
Sounds good. Thank you, Brad. We'll dispense with the pledge. And as a reminder to board members, if you're able to share your video, please ensure your camera is on when you're speaking and when voting. If you wish to speak, please raise your virtual hand. If you're called on with the phone, press *9 to raise your hand. After your name has been called to speak, allow for a short delay and you will be unmuted at that time. If board members, as well as members of the public and county staff, could please keep themselves muted during the duration of the hearing. Unless speaking, it will prevent any undue noise at that time. This hearing today, we have 2 hearings. Is for ZBA case number 575-2020 and 583-2020. Please note select items from the application as well as any additional evidence to be provided by the applicants or members of the public ahead of the hearing may be presented via screen share during the course of the hearing. Physical evidence germane to topics on today's agenda have been previously submitted. However, if there are additional items the petitioner or members of the public desires to submit, please record and let us know by raising your virtual hand, and you will be called upon and we can share those. As part of this hearing, public comment has been invited through email or voicemail up until the beginning of the hearing. Comments that have been received by 9 a.m. today will be read during consideration of that item. Comments received during the hearing but after the applicable agenda item is heard will be held until the end of the hearing. If there's members of the public who desire to speak on today's items on the agenda, please indicate by raising your virtual hand and staff will call on you at the appropriate time. Questions or comments from the public will be heard after the presentation of evidence from the petitioner or the petitioner's representative, and after members of the ZBA had a chance to ask their questions. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes. At this time, anybody that's going to make any presentations, ask questions, including staff, if you'd raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Sounds good. Thank you. I will turn it over to staff. First case we'll hear is 575/2020. And staff, it's your turn.
Thank you, Greg. This is Eric Took. I know my screen says Tom Shafalo on it, but this is Eric Took. I will be presenting case 000575-2020. Applicants seeking a variance have the burden of proving to the Zoning Board of Appeals that the required standards of the Lake County Code have been met, even if there are no objections to the variance. At the conclusion of today's case, the ZBA must make a finding of fact identifying its reasons for granting or denying the requested variances. This hearing may be continued and without further notice on the motion of the Zoning Board of Appeals. If the board does not reach a decision today, the case will be continued. Supporters and objectors should be prepared to participate in additional meetings. The board may require the petitioner to meet certain conditions so that the use allowed by the variance will not have a negative impact on nearby properties. The applicant and public will have the opportunity to make suggestions regarding appropriate conditions. If you would like to speak, please indicate by using the raise hand feature or typing your request in the chat box. Staff will call your name at the appropriate time during the ZBA meeting. Once your name is called, you must identify yourself for the public record and then address remarks to the ZBA applicant or PB&D staff. Please speak clearly and try to limit remarks directly to the matter under discussion. Speakers are called in the order they made the request to speak. Please be advised the initial public participation is limited to questions of the applicant, ZBA, or staff. Any comments for or against will be made after the initial testimony. Additionally, there will be an opportunity at the end of the meeting for final comments. Again, ZBA 000-575-2020 is a variation request to reduce the south side yard setback from 4 feet to 1 foot to reconstruct a boathouse. The applicant is Brian Shawn Landsverk Trust, who's the record owner. The property address is 39663 North Circle Avenue, Antioch, Illinois, and is approximately 0.43 acres and is a non-conforming lot in the residential 1 zoning district. The legal notice for the case was published in the Daily Herald on October 5th, 2020, and posted on the county website. Correspondence about the case has been received from the Lake County Divisions of Engineering, Building, and Health. Representing today is Trustee Brian Shawn Landsverk. He will be presenting the application today, and for the record, the original application is on file in the Zoning Board of Appeals office, and a copy of the applicant's original application deed was provided to the Zoning Board of Appeals board members prior to the hearing and made available for public view on the county website under the ZBA agenda for this meeting.
Sounds good. Thanks, Eric. Any questions of staff from any of the board members? Seeing none, just to review, Mr. Landsverk will allow you to make your presentation just to let the board know what you're trying to do. After that time, we'll open it up to the board members to ask any questions based on your testimony. Following that, the public will be allowed to ask any questions, and then we'll allow the public, if there is any, to have any statements for or against or neutral on the case. So, Mr. Landsverk, if you'd like to begin your presentation, feel free.
Just to interject, we have two parties that are calling in by phone. I'm not sure who is who, but they are both on mute. So I would say if the applicant, I'm assuming one of the phone numbers is the applicant, you need to unmute yourself.
And that was *9 to unmute Mr. Landsverk.
Or *9 to raise your hand. I think it's *6
That's true.
to.
Correct. Yep. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so,
Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Brian Landsverk. Can you hear me?
Greg, you're on mute.
Good morning, Brian.
Morning, Brian. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I'm applying for variance today because I have a boathouse on my lake home property that existed from approximately when the house was built in the late 50s, early 60s. And it borders my neighbor's property line just a hair over a foot. And this boathouse needs to be reconstructed because of age and material deterioration. And in order for me to do that, by today's codes and standards, I guess the situation is I need to be 6 feet from his property line, and this boathouse that exists on my property is notched into my yard. So it was cut into the yard as a boat slip, years and years ago, and there's several like it up and down the channel where I live, where people have similar slips cut into their yard where they had previous boathouses that were built and either taken down, still exist, or they had a modified canopy roof put over the top of it. So in order for me to proceed with aesthetically making my property look better and getting this boathouse rebuilt, I need to apply for this variance in order to move forward with the construction.
Sounds good. Thanks. If you want to mute yourself, maybe again, and then we'll get feedback. We'll have some questions.
Sure. How do I do that again?
Star 6 was
Star 6.
for, yeah, Star 6.
Great, sounds good. Board members, we will start with Member Hockney. Any questions of the petitioner?
Do have, just for clarification, this is being built on the same footprint where the present boathouse is, correct?
Mr. Landsverk, if you want to Star 6 again.
Yes, it is on the same footprint, and we won't be disturbing any of the ground that exists there now. So we're simply going to go right over, the area that exists on at the
As I understood the application, it's going to be open on all four sides. It's more or less a shelter as opposed to a boathouse.
That's what I'd like to do, just for the simple fact of it. Those boathouses, I don't know if any of you are familiar with them. They're like a house for spiders. They attract a lot of spiders, and it's arachnophobia when you have those structures. They just tend to congregate in those type of structures, and by having it open sided, it would allow for air to pass through it. Not have to deal with that. Plus, it seems that everybody that's on a chain of lakes where I am that have done something similar, that's the graduated version of what people do to replace boathouses. They put that canopy type structure up.
No further questions.
Okay, sure. Thanks, Danny. Member Peter, any questions?
No, I think Member Hackney addressed my concern as well. So I'm good, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Brian. Member Raymond, any questions? Marv, any questions? Unmute yourself if you're trying to.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Marv.
The only question that I how many boats do you have in your property?
I have two.
And is there a flooding problem on the property?
No, I do not have any flooding issues.
Those are the two questions that I had. Thank you very much.
Great, thanks, Marv. Member Rindle, John, any questions?
Not at this time, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Great, thanks, John. And Member Roche, any questions of the petitioner?
No, I'm good for now.
Great, thanks, Meg. Perfect. Only question I had is, I assume you've talked to your neighbor about this. I have no issue with it.
Is that question for me, sir?
Yeah, sorry, Brian.
No, my neighbors are fine with it. They both have done something similar to what I'm proposing to do.
Great, sounds good. Staff, do we have anyone that's signed in or submitted any questions on this page?
No.
I see none. We will go around at this time before we close testimony then and get a feel of the board to see where we're at. So Denny, we'll start with you. How you feeling?
I'm good with it. I have no further questions. I'm okay with it.
Okay, sounds good. You're good. Member Peterson?
No questions, just curiosity though, because how did you get into your boat in that boathouse anyway? When you, how do you get in that thing?
Brian, you'll have to unmute yourself again before you talk.
Okay, can you folks hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a little access door on the far side of the boathouse that allows you entry and exit.
And then you'd walk in the spider webs, huh?
Yeah, you walk. I have a broom that sits on the inside edge of it. When I open the door, I can use the with broom to knock down the spider webs so I can walk in.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bria. Member Raymond, how you feeling about it?
I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thanks, Marv. Member Rindell?
No, it looks pretty straightforward. The only concern is what the petitioner has against spiders. They're pretty neat little. No, all right, forget it. I have no
Sounds good.
problem with it. It looks pretty straightforward. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, John. And Member Roche, how you feeling?
Sorry.
That's okay.
I was just having a vision of being out in the middle of the water with my children and some of the spiders from the boathouse having taken up res on the boat and the chaos that would have ensued. No, I'm fine with it.
That sounds good. It's a great time for Halloween with it. It's perfect. I don't have any follow-up. I feel great with it too. So if there's nothing else before we close testimony, Brian, did you have any closing comments before we take a vote?
No, I do not. I want to thank the board for their time today, and I appreciate it.
Sounds good. At this time, then we'll entertain a motion to close testimony if someone would make that.
So moved.
I think I heard Maria in there. Is there a second?
Good.
Second from Denny. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Testimony is closed. At this time, we'll need a motion on ZBA case 575-2020 if someone would make that.
I'll make the motion. Making a motion to accept zoning case 575-2020 to allow for the reduced setback from 4 feet to 1 foot in the same location. The structure be consistent with the site plan accompanying the ZBA application of said 575-2020. And that it's recognized that the boathouse is either located at a minimum of 10 feet from the nearest septic line or a variance is granted by the health department.
That's good. Thanks, Maria. We've got a first by Maria. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Member Hockney. Any discussion? Seeing none. Brad, if you'd make the roll call.
Member Peterson,
Aye.
Member Hockney,
Aye.
Member Raymond,
Aye.
Member Rindell,
Aye.
Member Roche,
Aye.
Chairman Kappan.
Aye.
The variations pass 6-0.
Sounds good. Congratulations. Good luck. If you have follow-up questions, staff will be in contact with you and feel free to reach out to them. And you're welcome to leave the conference call at this time if you'd like. Next up, ZBA case 583-2020, and I will turn that over to staff for staff presentation as well.
Morning. This is Tom Schifalo from the Planning Department. We have ZBA case number 000583-2020 is a variation request to reduce the rear yard setback from 30 feet to 23.48 feet to allow for the conversion of an existing accessory structure into an accessory dwelling unit. The applicant is Thomas Baur and Barbara Sistak Baur, record owners. The property address is 27570 North Chevy Chase Road, Mundelein, Illinois, and is approximately 2.38 acres and is a conforming lot in the estate zoning district. The legal notice for the case was published in the Daily Herald on October 5th, 2020, and posted on the county website. Correspondence about the case has been received from the Lake County Divisions of Engineering, Building, and Health. Barbara Sistak Baur will present the application today. And for the record, the original application is on file in the Zoning Board of Appeals office, and a copy of the applicant's original application and deed was provided to the ZBA board members prior to the hearing and made available to the public on the county website under the ZBA agenda for the meeting.
Great. Thanks, Thomas. Any questions of staff? Seeing none. Mrs. Baur, are you with us there on the phone?
Certainly are here, yes.
Oh, we see you. Awesome. Good.
Yeah, we're here.
Sounds good. If you want to give us a kind of a rundown of what you want to do, and then the board members will ask any questions after that, we'll turn it over to you and you can go ahead.
Absolutely, yes. We have a small building next to our detached garage that has been there. An accessory building has been there since the property was developed, or the houses were built in 1965. And this building has electric service, has heating service, has internet service, and has radon mitigation service. What it doesn't have is water or sewer, septic from us. And what we'd like to do is add that water line and a septic lines, so the building can be more complete, a workshop or an art studio or a guest house. We realized that to add that changes our designation to the accessory dwelling unit. So that's why we're asking for the setback variance, seeing as how it is conforming right now as just an accessory building, but to add the water and the septic would change that designation. So that's what we would like to do.
Sounds good. Thank you. We'll kind of go backwards here and start with Member Roche. If you have any questions of the petitioner. Nothing. Thanks, Maggie. Member Reindl, any questions of the petitioner on their presentation?
Yes, just a couple. The status of your current septic system, one, and the current comments from your homeowners association, if any. And I've been under the impression that Countryside Water was their own supply. That's all.
Thank you. Mrs. Baur, any comments on those?
Well, I know the water, we get public water from the Lake County Public Water Supply. We pay for that every month. So, and as far as the homeowners association, yeah, we have to present our plans to that committee as well.
Okay, I think the other question was septic. John, was that your other one, how the septic system was?
Right, the septic system, we've had that examined and plotted out, and it is, I think it's a capacity for a 5-bedroom home, and currently we have a 4-bedroom home, so we would still be in compliance there.
Great, sounds good. Any other questions, John?
No, thank you.
Great, thank you. Member Raymond, any questions?
I want to thank the owner for the tour that he gave me up his garage with all of his license. I thought it was very unusual to have 80,000 license plates. Outside of that, I have no other question because he answered all the questions I had yesterday when I was there.
Sounds good. Thanks, Member Raymond. Member Peterson, any questions?
No, I think you're going to have a lovely in-law studio there once you're all set. And I did see that your septic field was quite adequate, and have good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks. And Member Hockney, any questions of the petitioner?
I do. On the floor plan, in your write-up, you said you were going to use it as a studio and a workshop.
That was one idea, yeah.
In the floor plan, I don't see that. It said living room and.
Well, when we had the architect draw up plans for the water and the sewer, we went ahead and removed the existing use, which is 4 offices, and just created this type of an arrangement. It doesn't have to be those rooms. It's just that's the way the architect drew it up.
It's a very nice piece of property. I appreciated the visit, so thanks.
Thank you.
Great, thanks, Denny. I don't have any questions either. Members have covered those. Thanks for going about this the right way. And we get some people that forget they have to come for a permit when they turn that into a dwelling. So we appreciate that. Before we close testimony, we'll go around and just make sure everybody's still okay with it. And then we will close testimony. We'll give you a chance to make any final comments then. So Member Hockney, how you feeling with it?
I'm okay.
Sounds good. Member Peterson, you're okay?
Yes.
Sounds good. Member Raymond, any comments?
No comments. I feel good.
Sounds good. Member Reindl?
Fine.
Good. And Member Roche, any last comments?
No, I'm okay.
Sounds good. I am as well. So with that, any final comments from the petitioner before we close testimony?
I'd just like to thank the zoning board and planning board for all the help and support that we've had over the last few months getting this project together.
Great. Sounds good. Hope the weather holds out. Very good. At this time, look for a motion to close testimony then would be in order.
I so move.
So moved by Marv, second by Maria, I believe. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Sounds good. And a motion in order to, on this case, would be up at this time.
I'll make a motion to approve the prayer of the petitioner to reduce the rear yard setback from 30 feet to 23.48 feet to allow for the conversion of an existing accessory structure into an accessory dwelling unit.
Sounds good. And we'll just add on there if we can that the structure won't go beyond the existing footprint and height, if that makes sense too.
Correct.
Sounds good. Got a first by John. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Maria. Any other discussion? Seeing none. Brad, if you do a roll call on this one.
Member Rindle,
Aye.
Member Peterson,
Aye.
Member Hockney,
Aye.
Member Raymond,
Aye.
Member Roche,
Aye.
Chairman Kappan.
Aye.
Variations passed 6-0.
Sounds good. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Baur. Good luck. Hope the weather holds out and you have a great little dwelling unit out there soon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Take care now.
Bye-bye.
Just a couple of things I know staff's going to want to talk to. Just a couple reminders that I had. If you haven't gone to see Brad yet, stop in to get your signatures on the past ZBA cases. Also, they've got the packet for the AbbVie heliport. It is pretty thick. I got mine yesterday and there is a lot in there. So if you want to pick that up to save postage as well. Per diem forms, if you want to send those into Brad, you can send those PDF, or when you come in to get your stuff and sign, go ahead and drop those off. And then other dates from staff for November or anything else from staff, just to keep us updated.
Just as an update on the per diem, just two little quirks. Accounting's asked that you put your address at the bottom of it. So if you just do that. And also you can add the mileage for your trip to the central permit facility to sign those documents. You can include that in your per diem, your monthly per diem.
Sounds good. Thanks, Brett. Any other dates for November that we should put a hold on besides that November 10th that we saw come out of the heliport?
It's likely I'll have a case on the 19th, which is usually we have it the second and the fourth Thursdays of the month with variances, but November and December, they always have, it's right around Thanksgiving and Christmas time. So usually we have the third Thursday of the month designated for variances, and the 19th looks like I'll have a case.
Okay. Again, at 9 a.m. on that one, and
Yes.
then the heliport. Perfect.
Yeah, so there's also I have a case on the 19th too, and there's also the review meeting date. It's the 5th, correct, Brad?
Yes. Do we have anything to review?
Yeah, that's the Herrera CUP amendment.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. So we'll have November 5th, November 10th, and November 19th coming up. So if members would hold those dates, that would be great. Anything else from staff or anything from any of the board members?
I have a
I just
question.
want to ask Brad, did you receive my per diem last month I sent in?
I did, and if there's the delay, I was backtracking to the addresses. Accounting wants the addresses on them now. So I got them all the addresses about a week request after about a week after I submitted them. So it's en route. If you don't have it by early next week, please let me know.
I just wanted to be sure. I hadn't heard anything.
Yeah, there's a reason why accounting now wants the addresses on the actual form. So that's included. You'll notice in the revised October per diem, I added a space for the address. So go and print.
Will you be there tomorrow morning? I can come by and sign tomorrow morning.
One of us will be. I will not be there tomorrow morning, but I have the ZBA box, and that has all the documents, the resolutions, and you can, per diem will go right in that box, and I give it to accounting after I
Just come to the front desk there and ask for it?
Yes. Either that's for Brad or Eric or Tom, Hannah.
All right.
Eric will be there tomorrow.
I'll swing by later today, just FYI.
Awesome. Sounds good. Anything else from any of the board members? Perfect. Seeing none, a motion would be in order to adjourn if someone would make that.
So move.
First from Marv,
Second.
Second.
second from Maria. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, sounds good.
Hi.
Thank you all. Stay dry. I think the sun's supposed to come out, they say, sometime today. So have a great weekend, and we'll see you in a couple weeks in November then.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Thank you.